Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555. For your message or messages, come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Let's kick off at a hot trot, darling dears. Let's get the dice. Red dice, immediate intel. The white dice will back it up. You have a 6, so it's the energy of cooperation, darling dears. It's also a prompt and a reminder to take care of your health. You may be hearing of someone having doctor's visits or hospital visits, or maybe wanting your cooperation to help assist or be a listening ear, some kind of support system. It also speaks about someone who's going to be taking water therapy, whatever that means. And it also speaks about therapy itself, darling dears. This could be the doctor's visit. We could also have the energy of a 2. The 2 is the keyword is adventure, right? It also speaks about it being an extremely lucky period for you. You're going to get gifts, compliments. For some, it may be an inheritance or a win of some form of money, darling dears. For others, this is about travel and expansion. Your travel plans will go extraordinarily well. But it's about you wanting to broaden your horizons, darling dears. It's also a reminder that somebody might use compliments or gifts to get your cooperation. Maybe it's to do with some kind of travel situation. Be very careful who you go on holiday with or travel to another country with, darling dears. Some people zip straight out of the Peter suit into the Judas lycra. Yeah, they're real persona. Yeah, be very careful, darling dears. This goes to an energy of the 8. 8 is the number of Skrilla.com money, darling dears. Yin and yang, finding balance. It also speaks about you having accomplished something. You took action in a particular area in your life and you've mastered it. This is giving you a new level of empowerment, self-empowerment. Number 8 is ruled by Saturn energy. Saturn is Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So much intel. Okay. The energy of the 8 also speaks about you standing in your power or going into the position of authority and power. It's about your ambitions, darling dears, going after what you truly want and not what you need. But it's also a season of giving and receiving. That could be anything, darling dear, from exchanges of information, support. It could be intel, the exchanging of your resume, your CV, your curriculum vitae, and getting a good comeback from that. But it also speaks in what luck, darling dear, being on your side. The 8th house in tarot is about merging of finances. It's the marriage house. It's also a highly spiritual house, the house of death and rebirth. As well as what taxes. Somebody needs to have a look at their taxes, get their taxes done, get yourself a new accountant, or maybe you are taking accountancy classes. Whatever it is, success is on its way for you, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. No, I don't. The energy of the 2-6 always speaks of what? Good luck, darling dear, and success in a business matter. But remember, get an expert to read over your contract, whatever documentation it may be. Listen, it's not a solid deal, darling dear, if it's just word of mouth or pillow talk, darling dears. You need something in writing that you can read. Love it. I don't hate it. Nearly forgot again. The energy of the 8, your birthday, or someone involved with you could be the 8th, the 17th, and the 26th. The numbers 2, 4, 8 is going to be significant for you over the next few days. Your luckiest days will be Friday and Sunday. The intuitive messages, money matters will work in your favor. And for some of you, you've got a knack for siding with the underdog. Well, whomsoever this is for, you did it and you're going to win big time, darling dear. 8 is money. Love it. I don't hate it. Posh clap. Let's get your runestone. That's the one. Thank you. Oh, came out in the fire sign read. You've got Haggalas. This is the Tower moment, the sudden change of it all. Changes that had to be made through challenges, darling dears. It's also a reminder not to fade and fold. The hands of fate, destiny and good luck is about to change, darling dears, in your favor. The Tower moment is represented by fire, Mars, and Uranus energy. Uranus is the planet of what? Rebellion as well as revolution. This is about you standing in your individualism. You are extremely eccentric, darling dears, and some of you are humanitarians, but change is definitely afoot. Uranus rules the 11th house, which is Aquarius energy. The house of shared vision and expression. It's also the house of what? Older siblings, darling dears. Another message for someone. You're going to have a sudden change in your relationship with an older sibling, whether good or bad. That would have to be a personal read. But it also speaks about the future, the 11th house, futuristic thinking. It's about getting some kind of collective effort. Maybe you're becoming more community-minded. For others, you're going to be expanding, darling dears. The vision that you have, you're going to find an organization that dreams the same dream as you, or you will be creating it, darling dears, because you will have the Skrilla.com to back your shiznai all the way up. Love it. As well as the fact that the Tower moment is 16 and we have an 8. Yes, darling dear, the energy of what? The 8. Okay. Haggalas is represented by the letter H, as well as the numbers 9 and 16. So you've got the numbers 9, 16, 2, 4, and 8 going to be extremely lucky. It may be a combination of these numbers or whatever's numbers stick out to you directly. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, write all the numbers down, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and the numbers that stick out the most to you is an angel message for you. And also the letters of H, Q, and Z, as well as the lucky numbers for the number 8 is H, Q, and Z. So you got the number, I keep saying number, the letter H twice. Just like New York, so nice. They named it twice, darling. There's maybe somebody's going to New York, going to be hearing of something twice. It's going to feel like deja vu. But it's something that's already happened, darling dears. So if it's already happened, you already know what to do, darling dears. Remember I told you that. Hit me up in the comments with what goes down, Bobby Brown. Anyhow, let's press on to hot trot. I'm going to lead with... I'm going to go with the pink cards. It's quite a lot of cards in this deck, 120 in each of the colored decks. So I'm going to split it and find out what's going on for you. Rumors, gossip, and slander. The merchants haven't forgotten about you. People that you're possibly going to have to get a restraining order on, darling dears. Oh gosh. Right? The progeny is collateral damage, darling dears. So the progeny are going to be used as pawns in a situation. Rumors and gossip around the progeny as well. What's this? My flesh crawls when I think of you touching me. Wow, get to the point, darling dear. Tower moment, sudden ending. The Tower moment could speak about a sudden ending in a toxic relationship, someone choosing to release the habit of codependency, darling dears. It also speaks about somebody's going to be feeling like they want to take themselves out. If you're feeling like that, darling dears, give yourself a chance, breathe. This feeling will pass. This too shall pass. There is so many agencies that you can speak to at this moment in time. Don't take your life, because you'll be sent back in an even more diabolical circumstance to live out, darling dears. There's always a reason to live, darling dear, and you haven't reached your best yet. The best is yet to come. So somebody's fleshes are creeping because they think about someone touching them, and it's about moving in silence. The progeny is going to be collateral damage. So somebody's prepared to sacrifice their children's well-being in a situation because of gossip and slander, possibly around the birth of said progenies, listening to flying monkeys, right? Somebody cast their pearls before a swine. Woo, child. What's this? You made me feel like nothing. This is why somebody's moving in silence. Are they moving in silence because the progeny has been collateral damage? They know that they cast their pearls before a swine, darling dear. And at some point you had to get a restraining order. And it could also speak into what? Defamation of character, darling dears. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's see what your ancestors think about this melee. Give the deck a good shufti. Oracle ancestral message for my big cats. As we find out about some rumor and gossip, darling dear. What's going on? What's this? The alchemist. This is represented by the magician in tarot. It speaks about someone who possibly could be a con person, somebody who's extremely resourceful and intelligent. It could also speak about you having all of the tools. It's time for you to take action. It also speaks about travel, darling dear. Someone is going to be traveling, but it will be a short trip. Impronto trips is not a good idea, darling. If it wasn't previously planned, plotted and strategized, don't just do it off the top of your head. Because we are coming into accident prone season, darling dear. Direct your intentions for what you truly want. This is also saying your ancestors want you to know that you have a powerful mind. Some of you are natural born healers, or maybe you've become herbalists, or you're using herbs to heal your ailments or to heal others, or maybe you're thinking of setting up a herbalist business, darling dears. But it's about you using your badass alchemist ways, realizing that all the power comes from within. But it's about belief of self. Believe in thyself because you've been gifted with all of the tools. Somebody wants you to go down, Bobby Brown. You see, I went to take it and the card just flew away from me. As I said, the rumor, the gossip, and the slander, base of the deck. Yeah, something that was meant to come through, darling dears. Maybe it was the weapon that formed against you. It also speaks about what? This is progeny in the reverse. Could it be the progeny that is collateral damage? This could be through a loss of a pregnancy, or an elected loss of a pregnancy. But it could also represent the progeny that is being what? Ignored because of collateral damage. It's also speaking about their development. It will affect their development and confidence, as well as willpower and drive. People don't understand how much a parental role plays in a child's life. I mean, if it's a bad parent, it's good riddance, but somebody's also hiding a pregnancy in a situation, darling dear. This is possibly why somebody feels as though their flesh will creep and crawl when they think about being touched by this person. Is that so? Yeah, someone's been using their imagination. Air energy, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It also speaks about direction. She's pointing to the west. Maybe you are going towards the west. Yeah. The west direction represents the cups energy. Cups is about emotions. This is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Somebody went towards another lover, darling dears. And now they're getting a lesson in what? Self-love. It also speaks about the opportunity that they went towards was an opportunity. This new relationship, a new lover, new situation, new friendship, whatever it was, they believed it was going to be successful, darling dears. But it's dead in the water because they didn't know the whole truth. It also speaks about someone getting a jacket, darling dear. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, lots of confusion. Someone's getting a bambino where mommy's baby, daddy's maybe. Someone is definitely going to be keeping stum and moving in silence about the parentage, darling dears. The progeny is going to be the collateral damage. Why? When the other person finds out. Especially when emotions have been and time and energies has been invested into said progenies. Maybe someone has been manipulative. Maybe they're going to not know who the father is because of their own actions, darling dears. Let's get a deck and dive a bit deeper and see what's going on. Base of the deck, we've got the King of Wands, somebody who's dealing, darling dear, and possibly a pedestrian sperm engineer. The King of Wands is somebody who is highly attractive, darling dear, lots of sexual energy. This person is in current energy, looking at a situation. This King of Wands looks conceited, like they know what's going on. The King of Wands speaks about someone who's an adventurer. This person is a natural born leader. They have the gift of the gab, darling dear. When they speak, people listen. Why? Why do people listen to them? Because they come across as learned, darling dears. Two kings on the tableau, or being shown to us at this moment in time, speaks about business partnerships, or somebody's about to get, giving and receiving. Somebody's going to be receiving some good advice around a business partnership, a business venture, or venturing into a new business. Okay. Did you see the way it turned over? Yeah, you're going to get an offer and apology, darling dears. And this is also sending love out to the person that feels like they want to take themselves out. Think of the glass or the cup as half full, not half empty. This is about releasing yourself from a situation, right? You can release yourself mentally and emotionally and spiritually, but you don't have to take yourself out. It also speaks about someone's going to be lying about some kind of a prison sentence. Is it prison sentence? Yeah, swords energy, darling dear. Someone's going to lie about some kind of prison sentence, some kind of restraining order. Listen, they already saw it, darling dears. Yeah, they're going to lie about it because they want to keep you stuck in a situation, darling dear. They're not going to tell you the truth. World card. They're trying to make a situation go away, but it's been caught on the net. This is someone from your past, darling dear. Someone who would like another opportunity with you, who's actually juggling at this moment in time. Yeah. What's this? Yeah, somebody sees you as being bossed up, darling dears. Yeah, looking good in the hood. They see you as what? Manifestation mode. King of Pentacles is someone who is an entrepreneur, a leader in their field. But this is somebody who's self-assured, who's what? Won through by the sweat of their proverbial balls. This is somebody who's now what? A spiritual warrior. Having what? The spiritual strength, darling dears. You had to rely on this new energy that you had to cultivate while you was moving in silence. Somebody sees you as bossed up. The King of Pentacles can also represent a future husband or wife that's coming towards you, where there's going to be a big attraction, a deep attraction. The King of Wands is a protector and provider, darling dears. And it could also be somebody who's going to be aiding and abetting, assisting you. Maybe you have a spiritual business or some kind of new venture that you're on. Maybe you've been taking some notes. Well, you're going to get sound advice coming towards you. It also says a situation that you're going through. This is a karmic situation, and you are the karma for someone in that situation. Somebody would like a second chance. Judgment card in the upright. This is fire, water, and Pluto energy. You've been liberated from this situation. It's also saying that somebody's going to get or going to be passing some final exams. Yeah, for a management role, or to be able to put themselves into a managerial role. What you're seeking is definitely coming towards you. Balance, darling dear. It also speaks about disappointment. Who's disappointed? The person that comes with a page. Disappointed, darling dears. Disappointed about a situation. It also speaks about progeny being wounded in a situation that has affected them deeply emotionally. This is 5 of Cups, feeling left out. Yeah, but their happiness will come back eventually, darling dear. This is about getting therapy, about teaching them to raise their vibration, realizing it's not their fault. Release your progeny from that burden. Clarify the 2 of Cups, please. Yeah. Your harder work and efforts is about to be a success, darling dear. You're winning. You're winning. While everyone else is sinning. 8 of Pentacles speaks about you mastering some form of craft. And this is about you 100. If you've been waiting for the green light, well, here it is. Be committed to a new direction that you've been bandying around in your cranium, darling dears. Move in silence and get to it. It's going to be extremely successful. This also speaks about higher learning for some. You're going to be successful with that. New skills. But it's also realizing that you was in a situation, past situation, which could have been a karmic cycle, darling dears. It was a marriage of convenience for the other person. Yeah, this person felt like the King of Pentacles. But it was all what? Tissues of lies. person didn't appreciate the blessing that was brought to the situation, darling dear. Lots of different messages. All right. So why is your flesh creeping? My card keeps jumping out at me. The card keeps jumping out at me. Why is your flesh creeping? Just thinking of someone touching you. What's this? Yeah, because they're a liar. They are what? The spirit of confusion itself, darling dears. This is someone who got you spiritually stuck. You've divorced yourself from a situation, and it was justice, leaving that situation behind, creating freedom for yourself and a painful ending for someone else who is a lying laird. Page of Cups on its face to match the Ace of Swords on its face. King of Cups, this is what? Emotional intelligence. You have to use emotional intelligence to realize your worth in order to leave a situation. A divorce and ending, it could also be the leaving of a job, darling dear. What did I say? You're moving on, skeet, darling dear. Moving on from something that was a dilemma and extremely traumatic. The Wheel of Fortune at your back, which is fate, destiny, and good luck. This also speaks about what? Being meek and mild and moving through the world like grasshopper. Yeah, darling dear, because success is on the way. Someone's also buying a new car or even a mobile home. And there's a lot of jealousy being directed at you. Who is this jealous person or people? Who are they? Qu'est-ce que c'est? We can get French sometimes, darling dears. Yeah, they need a restraining order on their eyes. Hiya! Come through, Uncle Roger. Posh, clap. They need a restraining order on their eyes. Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is a high sim for Horatio Bucket. They get no bouquet. This is somebody who's jealous of whatever the Joneses have got. Why? They'd like to keep up with them. They've got a progeny. They are an absentee parent, even if they're in the room, darling dear. This is someone that you don't communicate with. Did you see how the cards didn't line up and go together? Yeah. Why is this person jealous and being slanderous, darling dears? The perpetrator. We've come down to the what? The bringer of the rumors. Let's get some more letters on the table. Let's give the dice one more throw. Right? Because we had H twice, right? And Q and Z. Let's get some more letters on the table. Right? We've got 4 and 1. This goes to a 5. The number 5 rules the letters E, N, and W. They may have something, the numbers 2, 4, and 6 in their as their birthday, right? Their house number or the registration of their car, but it's a prominent number, darling. There's 2, 4, and 6. These people don't like you. So you've got E, N, W. We had 2 H's, a Q, and a Z. All right. Looking at you with these jealous eyes. What's the matter with them? It's so unkind. Let's get this deck. I haven't used this one in a while. This is the deck of the wicked, but there is good amongst the bad. Yeah, I had to ring my bell. Why is this person looking at you with these hateful eyes? Because they recognize that when they're in what? The presence of their betters. You're an alpha female or male. Right? I hate their children. They hate their children. They hate their own children, darling dear. What's this? They lick the devil's balls before speaking. This person is an airbender and a hoodwinker. Stay out of this indecisive energy. Queen of Pentacles could represent a sister, an older sister, darling dears. What's this? I am miserable and lost without you. Good golly and gosh, this partner was disloyal to you, darling dears. Queen of Pentacles is someone who is divorced from their partner, with a male or female. Yeah, what's this? I'm lost and miserable without you. The rebound honeymoon is over. The grass greener syndrome. Karmic is no challenge. Adulting is not their forte. So they met what? Wherever they went, whomever this is for, they used you like a marriage of convenience. Well, they got used and wore out and tore up from the floor up by the same energy. They was used, darling dears. In some cases, you got to put your third eye on these bitches and bitches. It's a red flag and don't trust them. Person trying to come back into your existence. This person is jealous because they feel that you are better than them. Imagine that. And they're bitter, they're twisted, they're merchants of slander. Jeremiah 9:40. This person needs to come off the field. and go into the barn. They need to go right up into the barn. I hate their children. It says I hate their children, but I felt the energy of they hate their children. Listen, it is what it is. Don't trust them. They don't even like their own progeny, their own flesh and blood. And if they don't like their own flesh and blood, what they do to you, bestie? What they do to you? You're like, me? Somebody just spit out their tea. You was having your tea and crumpets. Or was it bread and jam? You weren't expecting that, was you? Well, expect anything here at Don't Get Smoked Central, darling dears. Indecisive energy, darling dears. There's a lot of confusion around them. And they see you as an alpha female. Going through something. They're on the rocks of life, darling dear. What's this? What was it? I can have options and none of them are you, darling dear. Remember that. Write that on your forehead so you can see it every time you see it in the mirror. Right? That you're a new man or a new woman, darling dear. You're not prepared to sink to their levels. Right? This person is happy in pictures only. They need constant validation. What they went into was fool's gold and shit shining in the sunlight, darling dears. Wow. That's a whole cacophony of evidences, darling. There's an orgy of evidences, as you say, in law enforcement. And again, new man, new woman. You're different, darling dears. And when you're different, you realize your worth. You attract what you are. Alpha will attract an alpha. No, man, you leave these betas where they are, darling. There's the B's because they're back front neck tabbing. They get no S. The A's because they're an abuser. Right? The I's because they're an imposter. They pretend to like you, pretend to be interested, where they're just trying to what? Gather recon to use against you. The T's because they're a taker of your energies, your truth, and in some cases, trying to take on your character. Trying to be you. Why? Because they're shape-shifting in me. The E because they're an exploiter. The R is because they're reckless. And the S, as I said, shape-shifting in me, darling dear. This person will change according to situation to gain what they can for their own low vibing reverse root chakra benefit. Yeah. Move in silence, darling dears. We don't want no old friends from the past, because you remember how it felt when you cast your pearls before these swines. Yeah. New man, new woman came out twice, darling dears. You're new and you are attracting new. And if it means that you have to get a restraint in order to protect yourself, listen, take people at their word. Because this is the type of jealous person that will go as far as to what? Take you out. And maybe this is what the hangman was. The hangman also represents prison, darling dear. Listen, they're attempting all sorts, darling dears. All sorts. Remember, we're still going through Pisces, Saturn retrograde in Pisces, right? Listen, they're not playing no long game with you, darling dears, right? And they need a whole club of people, darling dear, to go against you. And it all something happened in a club, right? You went clubbing with this person. They was block pocketers. They didn't have no money, not even to pay for themselves. So they must have been a barfly, right? Waiting for someone to get them a drink. And they're not committed, and there's no commitment in their situation. They're getting what they deserve, right? Father, God, Mother Isis has entered the chat, darling dears. And who can go against the Most High? Especially when the Most High is sitting high and looking low. Outrageous, darling. This jealous eyes watching your everything. Pentacles is also online in the reverse. They've got health issues, darling dears. The Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, Taurus, and Earth energy, darling dears. All right. They've got health issues. Health issues. The Saturn energy of it all. The health issues that come with Saturn. Lean in, bestie. Lean in. Right? They've got issues with their nerves, with their knees, their legs, their bladder, and their kidneys. Yeah, they possibly might even need an adult diaper. I hope there's nothing wrong with their hands so they can clean it up themselves, lad. That's listen. Certain jobs that you don't want to do, darling dear. Yeah, this is a very bitter and twisted, low-vibing person that does not wish you well. They was never committed to the friendship. If it was a relationship, date list, and you was a marriage of convenience, and you saw marriage of convenience come out for them. So somebody got the boomerang, yeah? Bitter person. If this is an older sister, she never liked you, darling dears. She saw things in you that she never saw in herself. Maybe you felt freer. Maybe you was always making healthier choices, right? Queen of Pentacles could have many children. Queen of Pentacles represents somebody who's dark-skinned or darker-skinned. Yeah, you're making healthier choices with yourself. Love, self-care, and self-worth. You've got a new lease on life. This is why they're big mad. Your heart is healing from whatever poison they put on you, right? Because you realize you cast your pearls before a swine. You was dealing with self-indulgent people. You had to learn your self-worth and value, right? And take the time to heal. The cards are running. The cards are running. I'm seeing 3 candles. The number 3 is about you being your authentic self. The number 3 is ruled by Jupiter as well as Neptune energy. Jupiter is expansion, it's travel. It's also about your philosophical ideas, the expansion of your mind, darling dears. And Neptune is the 12th house of what? Hidden enemies, blood. It's also the house of death and rebirth. It's the house of closure and healing. But as well as what? Karma, darling dears. You was a girl with a snake. Whose sister this? Good God, nasty person. This sister is for the streets. The streets of what? The streets that lead to the crevice of the devil's balls. This person needs to come off the field. They hate you for the essence of your healthy choices. Choosing to heal from karmic relations with this sister. Whose sister is this? Woo, child. Nobody wants to admit it. Don't blame me, darling dears. Why you don't remember them? You're getting your Mariah Carey on. Yeah. You're living your butterfly effect, darling dear. New beginning, transformation, right? Healing your inner child, releasing the past. Whoever sister is this, blood, we need to get a mocha together, darling dears. Why? Because we sip our mocha because we ain't getting smoked. Blood, bra, or sistrine. They're living amongst what they wanted for you, darling dears. Lots of nasty energy coming your way. Because the passion in your love, they would love to kill the passion and love. And somebody's going towards what? New man, new woman. We saw it twice, darling dears. New circumstances, true passion, darling dear, true chemistry, sparks. And you're going to meet them whilst out partying. Well, we are coming into the crimbo season, darling dears. But like I said, start going out, sharing your energy. But again, moving in silence. Not everybody needs to know everything about you straight off. You must be like a what? An onion cat. There is layers to you, blood. And there's levels. You will recognize these narcissists when they come through again, darling dear. With their love bombing, being self-absorbed in these one-sided relationships, right? What did I say? They're looking at pictures. And they would like to put that axe straight in your back, darling dear. Yeah, they miss you. They miss taking the piss. Nah, a shit in your life. That's what they miss. They need to miss you with the bull swanky darling dears. I had to say darling. This person had a hold of your psychological past. We will know more. Whose sister is this? Come get them. Or maybe not. Just send the police or the restraining order. On that note, I drops me mic. Listen. This sister also wished when you got pregnant. You may have got pregnant. Right, we saw 3. You may have as much as 3 progeny from the 3 candles. Every pregnancy you had, that sister wished that baby not to come to life. Imagine that. And look at their life now. It's trashes. Trashes. They're living in a mud hut, right? They've got mental issues, financial issues. They're jealous of every situation. And now they're around what? Straight snakes themselves. There was a marriage of convenience for you. You was that for them. Now they're to someone else. Nothing like karma. Finding the right address. On that note, I drops me mic. To love to my Teesprings, my Patreon, or my TikToks. Or if you'd like a personal read from me, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Share these messages or massages with whomsoever you feel needs it. And leave a comment, because your comment will be a survival kit for another big cat. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. Come get your sister, this shepherd of the devil.